plus years of experience into the IT, and relevant to the DevOps and AWS, I have more than 3 plus years of experience, and I work with virtual consulting. And coming to day-to-day activities, I have experience to deploy applications into different kind of environment and implementing CI/CD automations using some set of DevOps tool and implementing Terraform script to provision the infrastructure within the AWS side. And if any issues with the application side as well as infra side, providing my support to fix those kind of issues. These are my roles and responsibilities. And coming to the technology stack, I have experience with different tools like Jenkins, Maven, Bitbucket, Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, and I have experience to work with cloud AWS. And also I have experience to work with Terraform to manage the infrastructure within the cloud AWS. And if any issues or any kind of things, and monitoring the applications with the help of ELK and Datadog, and also I have experience to write the scripts like shell script and Ansible playbook with the help of YAML scripting, and writing Jenkins pipeline with the help of Groovy scripting. This kind of experience also I have. Yeah, this is about me.
Okay. So, how long you are working with Terraform?
Terraform, I have 2 years of experience.
Okay, could you please tell me what is the prerequisite is required to set up a Terraform environment?
Yeah, actually, Terraform prerequisites are nothing but we need a Terraform installation, and also there is a cloud provider. Suppose which cloud provider is also required. Suppose if we are using for AWS, Azure, based on that we need to do, and we need to make sure the Terraform installation. Which version is suitable and respective versions, and brew package manager to switch the versions. These are the prerequisites for the Terraform.
Okay, once everything is done, when which command you initially run, and what are the command is required to provision the cloud resource? If something you are finding any permission related issue, so which command it will be fire your this is the permission related issue.
Yeah, actually, normally the commands we can use for the Terraform from the starting, we can use the Terraform init to initialize repository as a Terraform init, and also we can use the Terraform validate to validate our syntax and everything. So if anything, we have a permission issues and we need to review the error messages carefully. And then once we review that, there is a provider credentials is there. So we need to verify that whether we are passing that profiles are correct or not. With the help of Terraform plan, we can identify specific resources causing any permissions issues or not with that command. And if you enable, and also we can debug the logging with the help of TF log by passing that parameter as well. These are the things.
Okay, Terraform permission will be display Terraform plan command, or Terraform permission issue will be trigger when you are going to apply Terraform apply. In which case permission issue will be reflect.
Yeah, actually, whenever we do the Terraform apply, then only we can able to see the permissions issues. But if you are giving the Terraform plan, just it will give the blueprint of the resources which we are trying to create.
Okay, for example, you run Terraform apply, then some version related issue will come, right? So how to resolve that?
Yeah, I mean you are saying like Terraform version issues.
Yes, Terraform version or any module version.
Yeah, suppose when we have a any issues related to the Terraform, once we did the Terraform outplay, if we experience any issues with the versions, first I will check the Terraform version, and also verify. I need to verify the compatible supported version of the Terraform which is compatible for our code. Then if required, I need to update the Terraform. Otherwise, I can use the switch. There suppose there is a view TF environment which is there. So I need to switch to the respective version and do the things.
Okay,
After
so
upgrading the providers. Yeah.
for example, your Terraform apply failed. Then what is the option and how you will run successfully? Suppose some reason your Terraform apply is failing, not able to provision the resource. Then what are the steps you need to follow so that your Terraform apply will work?
Yes, actually, first of all, Terraform apply is failed. So I need to verify the log which is giving in the Terraform console. I mean, in the command line, wherever we apply the Terraform command, I need to verify that log. Suppose if the log, and also if we enable the login page log debug, we can get to know more detailed information why the Terraform apply is failed. And then I need to verify that once if any issues with the configuration or if any issues with the syntax errors or misconfigurations, I will verify that based on the log. Then I will reapply the code. I will reconfigure the code. And then before apply, I will do the Terraform plan. Whether the Terraform, because before apply, I can get to know whether all the resources are creating correct or not. Then and once Terraform plans are, before Terraform plan, I will do the Terraform init once again to update the state file and get the respective modules according to that. And we'll do the Terraform validate again and then Terraform plan. Like that, I can fix that issue.
Terraform log, have you worked with Terraform logs?
Yes, I worked with the Terraform logs.
So how and where you will store the Terraform log and how you will check that? Can you tell me the process?
Yeah, actually Terraform, there is an environment variable TF log. We have to set it to the different levels based on the, if you want to trace level, debug level, info level, one level, error level, this kind of need to be set the values to the that variable to get the particular log information. Suppose if we have to get a more detailed information including HTTP request and response, we have to set the log as a trace. And also, if you want to set some kind of resources, executions, detailed log, we can use that debug. But if you want to see some kind of TF log equal to error, we can able to see the error message. Like that, we can do that.
Yeah, in Terraform, why we are managing Terraform state file? What is the reason?
Yeah, Terraform state file is nothing but it contains all the configurations and it maintain idempotency. Means suppose if already we have to maintain state file means if suppose if any resource is trying to create with the same name, it will notify us like already resources are there, so it won't create use different name. So it maintain idempotency and also if we maintain state file, suppose if already one person is working on same kind of script, and other person won't work, we can experience some locking. So it won't disturb the existing thing with the help of state file. This is the mainly where we can, it contains information about all the resources which created.
Suppose your environment is almost completed, but again, as per your management, some additional resource you need to be add on in your configuration file, right? But your existing configuration file based on that your target environment is already provisioned, but now again the new requirement came. Then how we will handle that and how we will run the Terraform apply after adding the configuration file of new resource?
Yeah, actually there is this idempotency is maintained. So if we added any new configurations, if you do the Terraform apply, only new configuration resources will be created. It won't disturb the existing resources and it won't recreate the existing resources. Whatever the changes we newly applied, I mean whatever the configurations we newly created, those changes or those configurations, those resources will be created. That is the benefit of Terraform and with the help of state file. Yeah.
Suppose some existing infrastructure we want to modify something through Terraform, how will do that?
Actually, just we can simply do the whatever the configurations we are going to modify. we can simply do the respective configurations in the respective TF scripts. Before apply, we can verify the Terraform plan. So in the Terraform plan, we can identify what are the changes we are going to, number of changes, 3 changes like that in the Terraform plan output. So once we verify these changes in the Terraform plan, we can do the Terraform apply. So that in the Terraform apply, we can see the output, like what are the changes we updated.
Suppose someone because of emergency someone change manually in the infra, right? Then next time if
Yes.
you are going to run your Terraform code, what will happen?
If we have experienced some kind of bugs, so before doing that, we can use the Terraform refresh command. So because if already we did some kind of changes in the console, and when we do the Terraform, there is some kind of conflicts we can arise. So at the time to refresh whatever the changes we did through console, we need to refresh that into our Terraform. Then only we need to do our changes. So that when we do the Terraform refresh, it will whatever the changes we did through console, it will automatically refresh.
So it will be refresh with state file or it will reflect with your configuration file, Terraform refresh.
State file, state file.
Then if the state file, if it will update test state file, but your configuration code will not update, right?
Actually, we have a suppose whatever the configuration code and everything, if you do the Terraform refresh, automatically it will state file and also whatever the cloud providers, right? We can it will be updated and we can execute Terraform plan to ensure the whatever things, and then once we do the Terraform refresh, it will both will be updated.
Yeah, my question is Terraform refresh command, it will update your whatever manual changes has been done, so that will be reflect your state file, right? But your configuration code which you have written the code, will that be updated or you have to update manually?
That Yeah, we can use the Terraform import to update the manually. Then we can also use the Terraform refresh to update the state file. That is the thing.
Okay. For example, your existing server someone deleted, which had created through Terraform, right? Then
Yeah.
again you want to create that resource. So how will do that?
So we can use the already we have a Terraform code, right? So if suppose already we have a if the resources, how the resource is deleted, whether it is through Terraform or if it is console. If it is console, we can do the Terraform. We can do the Terraform refresh so that automatically it will update the state file, whatever the current state of the console, and then I can again apply the code. Whatever I have already code, right, within the Terraform. So within I can do the terraforming it valid, and then again Terraform plan, and then I will do the Terraform apply again.
So if in case database case, so suppose we want to you want to provide some restriction to delete prevention, so how will do that through Terraform? If someone
I
want
mean,
to delete,
how we can say?
yeah, someone,
Sorry.
if someone want to delete the database but they will not able to delete, so which command will apply so that people will not able to delete our database, because database is, you know, basic critical resource.
Yes, yes. Actually, by using there is a life cycle block is there, and also we can have a prevent destroy. And so we have within the life cycle block we have a prevent destroy equal to true. Suppose if you want to enable the prevent destroy options with respect to RTSs or respect to databases or respect to instances, there is a life cycle is there. Within the life cycle block, we can use the prevent destroy as a true, so that if anyone is trying to destroy, there is a prevention options is there. We can prevent that.
Okay, and what is metadata in Terraform?
Sorry.
What is metadata in Terraform? Metadata argument.
Yeah. Yeah, normally metadata is a kind of whatever the additional information, right? I mean, whatever the resources, and within the resources, we can create the Terraform configurations. This kind of additional information, whatever we can provide to the resources, that we can call as a metadata. Normally, we can. It is not used by resource provisioning, but it will include human readable, whatever our readable descriptions and resource commits, comments. These are kind of things we have called as a metadata.
Okay, so what is data resource?
Yeah, there is a kind of block is there, data block, and data resource is there. Normally, we have some output, right? We from the Terraform output, we need to store, and normally which is defined some kind of data source. Like suppose we already fetched some kind of information, and we need to store that during that Terraform. We need to store that, and we need to use that information during our Terraform execution. At the time, we can store our data into data block, that is called as a data source.
So what is the benefit to use that? What is the
Yeah,
advantage?
example we have. Yeah, actually, so there is a kind of information. We need to retrieve that information only, for example, existing infrastructure such as whatever the DNS record, and for existing resources, we need to get some kind of information. And during our Terraform execution, dynamically we need to retrieve that information. At that time, we can use this data block. That is the advantage.
But that can be also, you can define the variable and call that.
No, actually, we can in the variable whatever the we can predefine once. I mean, whatever the we can define that one. But in the data block, whatever the previous execution, suppose if we already created one of the data and we generated from the resources we can set the data, and we can use that data into the rest other resources. That kind of thing. We cannot set that into the values.
Okay. For example, so business wanted to inform you, you have to create 50 server, right? So in one go, how will
Okay.
create?
Normally, there is a count is there, count. So, while creating the resources, there is a count parameter is there. And if you want to do the count equal to 50 at one time, if you do the Terraform apply, it will create the resources with the 50.
And in Terraform, how will manage the environment like UAT, production and dev? Because you have a Terraform code for the one environment, but we want to manage three environment with respect to UAT and production. So how will do that?
Yeah, there is a Terraform workspaces is there. Okay, with the help of Terraform workspaces, we can manage the environment specific configurations. And suppose if we have a workspace switching workspaces, if already we have a different, for example, prod.tf and dev., and also respect to the environment, we can maintain the respective variables, and we can use the same kind of thing. But we can use the Terraform workspace to switch one environment to the another environment.
So if you are switching the environment, how state file can be managed?
Yeah, actually, we have a different state files, right? I mean, we have a Terraform workspace new production, and select. Suppose we have a development and production, and according to that, once we switch we have a configurations. We already manage these two into the Terraform, and in the main.tf file, whatever the main.tf file, right? We have a respect to once we switch to the respect to environment, we are having in the remote backend configurations. There we are having the respect to S3 bucket file. Suppose we are having three S3 bucket for dev and production, pre-production. We based on the workspaces, it will allocate to the respect to S3 bucket, and according to that, it will update the state file.
Okay. Okay, so what is remote provisioner in Terraform?
Yeah, remote provisioners actually for example, there is a provisioners is there, local provisioners and remote provisioners to invoke any other kind of shell scripts or any other kind of Ansible or any kind of scripts into Terraform side. We can use these provisioners. Mainly, particularly, remote provisioners is nothing but where we have a Terraform and to invoke our shell script or anything into the remote executions and whatever the thing for example, whatever the commands and we can use that newly provisions resource means we cannot use the local provisioners. It executes commands and executes after the resource is created. That is called remote provisioner.
Suppose my Terraform code in place, but I want to set up with my CI/CD pipeline. How will do that?
Actually, for that purpose, we need whatever the Jenkins or whatever the CI/CD is running. First, we need to integrate the Terraform or respective cloud provider with the Terraform CI/CD. Then once we do that thing, once we do the configurations, we can write our pipeline. First, we need to check out the code where Terraform is located, and we need to go into the respective directory, and then we can use the respective commands, Terraform apply auto approve, this kind of, because as we don't have to manual introduction, we can do the auto approve so that it will do the apply. And also we can put some parameters, apply whatever the plan apply, or is there anything comments. We can, when we choose that parameter, it will do the job, will do that respective action.
So, but instead of that, but I want to test also. So test plan also I want to execute. So how will execute the test plan to test whether it is working properly or not? Is there any error or not?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I can set the Terraform plan or apply and destroy. These are the parameters to that job. So if I choose plan as a parameter, it will do the Terraform plan command. Where I in the code I can write, if suppose our parameter is equal to plan, I can do the Terraform plan command with auto approve. And also if I choose the apply, Terraform apply, I can whatever the resources is created, it will apply. And also I can use the destroy. If you choose destroy as a parameter for that job, it will do the destroy action. Based on that, I can set my CSD job.
For example, someone hitting with Terraform destroy, then all the environment will destroy, right? So then how will prevent that? So someone, if I want to, in your team member, I want to apply the destroy, but it will not work. So is there any prevention or preventive step can we apply so that people will not execute the Terraform destroy command?
Yes, actually, as I mentioned, workspace, this kind of things, right? Destroy prevention mechanism is a kind of provisioning. Whenever we have introduced this kind of things, we can use the life cycle policies to prevent that. And also, if we can do the for the destroy itself, we can do the another confirmation in the Jenkins job. So, and once anyone hit the Terraform destroy, we can prompt the confirmation. That confirmation send mail to the respective stakeholders which is involved, and once we reviewed and once we approve, then only it will do the actions, then only it will process. This kind of things we can provide part of CSAD.
Okay, all right. Suppose your manager will tell you, hey, can you create one EC2 instance? But this is a fresh environment, right? So is it possible you can able to create EC2 instance in AWS environment if you are this is the starting point and nothing is there. So this is the new environment of the AWS. Your manager will say, hey, you have to create one EC2 instance. Can you able to create EC2 instance directly in AWS?
We can create the AWS instance. If suppose if it is new environment, and automatically it will create default instance with the default VPC and default subnets it will create. But at least we need AWS permissions. Like to create the EC2 instance, we need respect to permissions to create the EC2 instance. Just we need that permission. Once we get once we have that permission, just we can simply through console or through like that we can simply create the mission. But it will create into the default VPC and default security groups like that it will take. We
Okay.
cannot customize it. Yeah.
For example, VPC created, subnet created, and EC2 instance created, right? But your manager will say, hey, can you just delete the subnet which is associated with EC2 instance? So is it possible to destroy the EC2 instance only? Sorry, is it possible to destroy subnetwork?
You mean which is associated to the EC2 instance? We need to select the subnet alone. That's what your question.
Yes, yes.
Possible or not? Yeah, actually, suppose if EC2 is associated and to the things, and we have a termination policies enabled to the machine or anything, so we cannot delete the subnet because
Because what? Can you hear me? Hello?
yes, I can hear you.
So because of what? Why you are not able to delete subnetwork?
Because already some resources are allocated to the subnet, and so if we deleted the subnet, automatically the resources will be affected. So once we delete the once we delete the EC2 instances or the resources which are running in the subnet, then only we are able to do that subnet deletion.
Okay, all right, perfect. So could you please tell me something little bit, what are the challenges you have faced throughout your Terraform execution and setup in your last 2 years? What are the challenges you had faced and how did you resolve? Could you please share with me all the challenges?
Yeah, sure. I will explain that one by one. During the Terraform, normally, as you mentioned, I can experience some kind of version challenges. So first, I will check the versions, and I can switch to the versions based on our compatibility. That is the one. And also, sometimes I can experience this kind of if suppose already one of the resources same kind of thing, same name, and I can experience some kind of issues with the same kind of resources. Which if someone is trying to if I'm trying to create, I will verify the code and I will do the modifications. And also there is some kind of some kind of authentication issue. Sometimes there may be a profile mismatch. Suppose respect to AWS account and profile mismatch kind of issues, I can review the profiles and do the kind of things. And sometimes if suppose any other working and I can experience the resource loss, at that time I can prevent the loss by communicating with the team members and do the things. These kind of things by mainly I can enable the logging with TF log debug so that I can able to do the kind of whatever the things I can get the log message based on the things I will troubleshoot. These kind of things we can use mainly, and we are also using Terraform workspaces. Sometimes we will do whenever we switch to the workspaces, we have some issues with the respect to the environment specific, and based on the logs, I will troubleshoot those kind of things. These are the things.